Good morning and welcome to today's live on Equa Television Africa. I'm still Tony J. Nakali and I have Lois Turaki and Sele Elisha Dashon Birom with me. How are you?
Great, thank you.
What's happening? What's with the attitude? You guys are not lively. What's with the attitude?
The weather.
The weather. Okay, so let's talk about attitude on the show today.
Okay.
Since you already are giving attitude, so let's talk about attitude on the show. How are you?
Well,
the weather has been amazing for me. If you let me, I'll tell you the weather has been amazing. It's just so cool. The sun is not scorching. It's not disturbing anything anyone is doing. Or it's not disturbing what I'm doing. So like you are wearing the same color of t-shirt as me. That's great. Lois, how can you define what attitude is?
A manner of feeling, disposition, the way someone behaves sometime at a particular time. Might be positive or negative or probably indifferent.
Okay, Sele, are you agreeing with that?
Yes, agree with her. The way you think or feel about something, and also it shows your behavior towards certain things. Whether an I don't care attitude or I care attitude. So it does, to me, that's what I feel attitude is.
Okay, so I would like us to tear attitude apart into like 3 different forms. Let's look at what is a negative attitude, what is a positive attitude, and then what is a neutral attitude. So let's look at it from these 3 different dimensions: the negative attitude, the positive attitude, and the neutral attitude. So what should we start with? Let's start with positive attitude. What's a positive attitude? What is the attitude someone should have towards life that we can really tag positive?
It's more of an attitude that makes you progress. It makes you be in a place, like you be relevant. Makes you valuable, because when you have a positive attitude, you'll be able to. People will want to even associate with you because you give them that vibe. Let me use that word to do their work. They'll be able. You too will be able to achieve your goals, your purpose, and all other sets things you want to do. But when you have a negative attitude, that's how you send people away from you, and you might not even want to do your work diligently. A positive attitude will definitely make people want to learn from you. They will want to be around you.
I also feel when we look at a positive attitude, just like she said, it draws people to you, and that's why it's whether you care or I don't care. But when in the positive attitude, you care definitely, and it tells even in your character. Because I feel, like, to me personally, I cannot. Sometimes most times I find myself putting this together, the character and the attitude together, because it shows in everything you do. Positive attitude makes you to grow. There's growth when you have a positive attitude. People want to be around you. People just want to do things with you. In fact, it's just like it's like a good aroma that draws people around you. So when we look at positive attitude, we can see it in almost every sphere of life, from our work, even in the family, because there are people that, because of their attitude, nobody wants to stay around them. But when you have a positive attitude, even in the family, you tend to see that when there's a positive attitude, there's growth. We tend to look at how can we make things better, how can we build up things. It even tells when you are so quick to accept corrections. Somebody that has a positive attitude is quick to open up to his or herself to learn new things, because it shows in the way you put your attitude shows that, okay, I'm willing. You don't want to walk on isolation. Somebody that has a positive attitude is not all about he or herself. You want to associate with other people, because realize that, just like we said yesterday, it's not about you. Life is not about you. So when you have a positive attitude, you open the door for learning, you open the door for understanding, you learn to be patient with people. So it's very key in positive attitude.
I want to break who are talking about positive attitude, I would like to break it into three facets, or three characters. The person that is always wearing a positive attitude is friendly, is lively, and is determined. These three things, you can't separate them from someone who wants to be positive in terms of attitude. You see, so you find out that I am determined to always win. I am determined to always give. I am determined to always support. I am lively even to the events that I'm not concerned about. And I am friendly to people. I am loving. I am kind. I want to know what's happening to you, Lois. Not because I want to gossip, but because I want to see if there's help I can offer. I want to know, Sele, have you eaten? I just have to wear, even if there's no dime on me, but I'm just asking so that I can know if I have something kept, we can share. So when you are talking about a positive attitude, if you let me, I'll tell you that it's not far away. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. It's not too far away, these three things, from the person who has the same attitude. He is friendly, he is lively, he is determined. Why would you be friendly? You are friendly even to people you don't know. There are people you meet, they are just smiling. They are like, oh wow, can I help you? Like, have we met? No. I see that you are carrying many bags to the car. They are friendly. See, there are people that are lively. Like in the office here, we have some people, if we don't see them at work, we know that, what has happened? They are just so lively. You know, even when work is dealing with them, they are lively. They are just lively. There are people, there is that family member of yours that is just lively. That family member of yours he's just lively. He's just, where is so person? He went out. Okay. 10 minutes later, so person is not back. We are bored in this house. Where is this? The person is lively. The person is lively. There are people that are determined. Determined. Like determination is a watchword anytime for some of for most of these people. So if you are looking for people with positive characters or attitude, you'll find these characteristics in them. They are lively, they are determined, and they are friendly. Have you met people like that?
Yes, sir.
There are also people, attitude is not something that cannot be changed, no matter how terrible it is. If you have the knowledge that I'm wearing this attitude and it's terrible, it stinks before people, that means you have hope of changing. But if it becomes a pattern, like yesterday we were talking about tolerance, and we say some people, you tolerate them because the attitude they have it has become a way of life. It has become a pattern. It has become a definition of them. See? So, but people who are determined in every situation, like to make you sad with their attitude, and they know that this is what they have been doing and it's wrong, they can change. They can change. But if they don't know, if they see, have you seen people that argue about the wrong things? Yeah. Have you met people like that? They tell you no. Okay, we have a friend, I don't know where he is, I've not seen him in like over 20 years. His name is Pastor Joe. You know the vehicle called Mazda?
Yeah.
He told us that it's Mazda, that there is a K at the end, but that it's not pronounced, that you don't see the K in the spelling, but you pronounce Mazda with the K. And anytime we get talking, like a car is passing, like, Mazda, they made it. He said, no, it's Mazda. He must put that K. He argued, I think, till we parted ways. He was arguing that Mazda, the pronunciation has a K in it. And I'm wondering, we didn't have Google then for you to start Googling or to hear pronunciation. We didn't have such devices. We didn't even have phones then. So where would you go and look for the right pronunciation of Mazda? Mazdak. He's always adding the K to it. And he would argue it extensively with you. You see, some people have this attitude of having their minds bent on what's wrong. And when you try to correct them so hard, they fight you. Another attitude shows up. You see, so if we are talking about wearing a positive attitude, there are a lot of things we should consider. I mean, just these 3 things I said are just a few things, but there are many more that can come after friendliness, being determined, and then being lively.
I think being optimistic too.
Optimism, sure.
Because anybody that has a positive attitude always see a way to things. They don't always say it cannot be done. It will be done.
Okay, that's another part. That's another angle of determination.
They always see that it can be done. So no matter where you think there's no way out, they will create the way out of certain things. So I think it's something that we really need to be optimistic in things. And I think if you don't have that positive attitude, it's hard for you to move forward in life. You need to learn to have, I think even the company you keep somehow influences the attitude you have towards everything, whether it's towards life, towards relationship, towards work. Because if you're always the person that has a positive attitude and then you don't keep the right set of people, they have a way of influencing your mind. Because little by little, whether consciously or subconsciously, certain things get into you and you begin to act in that way. You realize that you have an attitude that people don't want to stay around you. I remember there was a colleague here I met while we're having a meeting, and the person said sometimes people don't approach her because they feel she can't say certain things. And I said, permit me to say this, you have an attitude sometimes that people won't want to come close to you. Immediately you come to work, sometimes you just, even though I know certain people have different way of the way they look, but there's an attitude you just put, and somebody just feel I can't come close to this person because the way you are looking, if I even talk now, the next thing is either a query will be following up or something. And people have already judged you from that. People hardly have time to come close to say, let me see this person, what kind of attitude do you have? As well as you're already giving me an attitude. So we really need to learn to always have that positive attitude, just like you say, being friendly. There's just this cheerfulness you have on your face and you are approachable. People want to talk to you and, okay, can you do this? Not that you become too careless about certain things. Yes, you have boundaries on certain things, but then you make yourself to be approachable. I feel that that's a way of also having a positive attitude, because you tend to even learn more from people, and people also learn from you. Don't deny people the privilege of getting something because of a certain attitude you've refused to change. You are inadamant, you're saying this is, because no matter what people tell you, you just feel that you are the God over yourself. You make the rules and regulations, cannot be broken whatsoever. So I think we need to get to that point where we realize that the world is not about you. You need to open up, have a positive attitude, open up yourself, have a cheerful face. Maybe because I love laughing a lot, so it always matters to me when people have that. But that shouldn't be what should define people. But just make yourself approachable. The people will have access to you and also learn from you, and you learn from them.
I feel other factors or of positive mindset or attitude is being sincere. If you have this positive attitude, you'll be sincere to life, you'll be sincere to your work. You feel, okay, I'm supposed to do this thing and I should do it. Sincerity. And then people that have positive attitude, rather, they have this, they're always happy. As in, like, happiness is one part of them. Like, when you're lively, you're friendly, you'll be happy because you have people around you that will certainly help you do other things, or you are even helping them in one point or the other. And also being confident in life, like towards life and doing other things. Like if you have this positive attitude, you will be confident.
Yeah, I'm storing negative attitude for the tail end of the show, but let's look at we've talked about the positive attitude, which you mostly don't find as much as you do the opposite one. Now let's look at the neutral attitude. Mostly when people have an attitude that is neither hot or cold, you place them at the middle. Some people it's very difficult for you to say, this is how Sele is, this is how Martha is, this is how this person is. But you see Lois, that one will give it to you the way it is. See? So everybody already knows that Lois is patterned this way. But Martha and Sele, is hard to say these are the kind of attitudes that they have. So let's look at a neutral attitude. What's a neutral attitude?
This kind of attitude is just there. Like you're not positive. You don't have a positive attitude. You don't have a negative one. Like
anywhere you go, let's just go.
It can be towards work. It can be towards your relationship with people, your love relationship with your family. You're just there. Nothing, like you're not even emotional. You don't care about what people say. You're just there doing your own stuff. It doesn't really concern you. Even attitude towards work, you just do it. Like, I'm supposed to do this, let me just do it so that they won't complain or something. So you're just there, like being neutral as it is.
Is that a better attitude than a negative attitude?
So honestly, I don't like the attitude.
And it's very
hard
common.
for you. People that.
And it's very common and it's hard for you.
Yeah.
Okay, you tell us why it's common and you tell us why it's hard. So go ahead with the hard one, Sele. Then we take why it's common.
It's hard. Why? Because it's difficult for people to actually know what you stand for at a particular point in time. You're just there. If people say, let's go to the left, you are the left. People say, let's go to the right, you are the right. So people even find it very difficult to even trust you on particular things. Why? Because you are just there. You are neither for the good nor for the bad. You are just in the middle, sitting on the fence. And people of that manner, just like the Bible says, just I'll spit you out of my mouth. People will not want to have you around them because you're just in the middle. It's easy if you're having a negative attitude. I know, okay, this is who you are. This one, if I should tell her something, there's this attitude she have towards things. She will even encourage me. So it's easy, I know that this is who you are. But people who are just neutral, they are just there. They are not evil, they are not good. So you don't even know what they stand for at a point in time. So it's hard for you to actually want to mingle with them. That's for me, because it's hard to stay around such people because it's your attitude, certain things. But when that is your attitude at all times, you are neutral about anything. You just want to be in the middle so that you gain more friends. They don't say you are against them or you are for them. You just want to be in the middle.
It was common that you said, or uncommon. It's common, yeah.
Let me use an organization for instance. When you have a set goal, the people with positive mindset that will go and do that work at that particular time will be like 2 out of 10. Because the remaining will be waiting for, okay, who will go and do it first? Who will go and do it first? But maybe you just find like 2 out of that 10 that are willing to go and do that work. But the remaining will be waiting for who will do it first, who will go and join all those people. Like, when you have a neutral attitude, you're always waiting for somebody to take care of the problems for you. You're not willing to do it. You're not determined to do it yourself. You're always waiting. So most times, you find it common among people most of the time, that neutral kind of attitude. You don't want to do it. You want people to do it for you.
Mostly, people with neutral attitude, number one, they are lazy. And after being lazy, they are flexible. Yes, you find people who are neutral, they are lazy, they are flexible, and in most cases, nervous. And that is, I think that is why they are operating at the neutrality of attitude. Sometimes they will give you the positive one. When they are nervous, they don't know what to do. And that's why I talked about flexibility. And sometimes they give you the negative one, especially, and that's the reason why they are neutral. It's not because it's natural being in that position, but it's because I don't know where to belong. So if the majority is going with they will join. If the majority is going with they will join. They are neutral. Most times when people are neutral, most cases, if not all, is because they are indecisive of where to be at a point in time. So you find somebody tells you, well, I'm not bothered about the guy being tall or short. If he's nice, I'm fine. It's a lie. It's a big lie. It's a lie. They are not sure whether they can be accepted by tall men or they can be accepted by, so they wear a neutral attitude. They are flexible. Lazy. Most times, in terms of attitude, they are not with the people on the positive side, and they are not with the people on the negative side. So they are lazy about being choosy concerning where they want to be. Like I said earlier, they can be in this part if it looks favorable. They condemn the other part if it doesn't look favorable. They can be in the other part if it looks favorable, and they can disregard the other part if it doesn't look favorable. So people that have neutral attitude, they are not, they are less determined about what should be done to people at a particular point in time. Haven't you had a friend who is like, this wedding, let's use blue. No, the last wedding we used blue. Let's use something greenish this time and all of that. And then, okay, Martha, what do you think? Well, whatever you decide. And people like that, at the end, they'll come to you and say, so you people want us to be wearing green every wedding. But while we were deciding, you said whatever works for you. So you see, people like that they are also sleazy. They are also sleazy, like they are not appealing in most cases, because you that has negative or positive attitude, you don't even know where to place them. So you see them as sleazy people. So we are saying that they are lazy, they are flexible, and in most cases they are nervous. Ask them a question first before any other person. They will tell you or present a situation that warrants them behaving based on the situation. They will be neutral about it. And at the end, if the majority is going this way, they will say, I said it in the beginning. What did you say? You didn't say anything. So it's difficult. It's difficult. And most times human beings can be all. There are people you meet, they have the negative attitude, some have the positive attitude, and some have the terrible attitude. So if you are looking at people that are neutral, like Sele said, it's hard to place them in a particular place. And I believe it's true. It's true. In your workplace, there are people that are not for and they are not against. They are dangerous people. Dangerous people. That attitude is dangerous. At home, you are taking a decision whether to kill a goat or to kill a cow Christmas, and then they are like, meat na meat. When it comes to them, they'll be like, it's fine. And they won't even talk until you put them in the position to. Lois, we have been talking since you won't say anything. Oh, well, for me, meat is meat. You should just bring it, we'll cut it and cook it. Next thing you hear, what were you thinking when you suggested goat? Is that not what we killed last year? So why didn't you say it? It's a terrible attitude. Sometimes people, you are in a place where decisions are taken. Anybody with a different opinion, if I talk now, they will say we are the ones that used to talk. Let me be quiet. In church, there are people like that, plenty. At the last amen, they are waiting for that gossip partner See the decision they took. Oh, hey, this church. You wait and see on Sunday, you won't see people. But why wouldn't you say something? Why wouldn't you? An opportunity was given for you to make a contribution towards the suggestion that was made. But you didn't say anything. There are people that are just like that. They seem flexible, they seem nervous, and they are lazy. Not lazy in terms of work, lazy in terms of contribution, lazy in terms of approach, lazy in terms of communication. They don't say, they hold back, they watch, and then when everybody has made a suggestion, and then finally a document is brought from that, they are like, wait and see, this thing will not go anywhere. People like that are plenty. You find them in the market, you find them in the church, you find them in the mosque. I've never been there, but I'm sure they are there because they are human beings. You find them in schools, you find them at work, you find them, and most of the time these people are in a progressive unions. A union that is progressive in nature, a place where you make suggestions for progress, a place that is a movement, is not stagnant, it's not static. But you see, a lot of people feel, okay, why wouldn't you just make the suggestion even if it's not used? Even if it's not used. You people have unit meetings and all that. Don't you know that there are people that will just be quiet in your unit meeting and they're just waiting? So you don't have anything? No, I'm fine. At least so far the meeting is going on well. Yet these are the people that will tear apart all the decisions that other people made efforts to constructively suggest positively. Yet somebody comes because he's a neutral person, is like, hey, in my former place of work, somebody made the same suggestion and we crashed. You know, XYZ communication, and that's how they died now. It's this kind of suggestion. But you were there, you didn't say anything. You are neutral. It's not a terrible attitude, it's not bad attitude, it's neutral attitude. You would not say, you would not act, you would not contribute, you will not say anything, you will not even say this would not work. But your own is just to hear people. Then at the end, you judge them. When Celeste said it's terrible because if you are neutral, you can be everything, like I said from the beginning. Okay, at the point where the meeting is holding or the discussion is made or the family morning devotion is made and people were asked to make suggestions, you were quiet, you were neutral. That neutrality would give rise to a negative attitude later. You are waiting for one of the family member that you're always gisting with. Say, why do I always speak Hausa on this show? This thing will not work. See, I was telling them this, they don't like to hear this. And there are people that you would, in a meeting, you would ask people to make suggestions. They will not make. At the end of the meeting, they will come to your office or come to you and say, sir, I just didn't want to say it during the meeting. But I think why wouldn't you say it there? The meeting is over. If you meet me after the meeting, it's a gossip.
I feel people like that is because they want to make friends with everybody. They don't want to be tagged as an enemy at the end of the day that I actually choose this side over this side.
But I'm sorry, you continue. But you see, making friends with everybody is more dangerous. Because if you make friends with everybody, some have negative attitude, some have positive from the people that you are deciding to make friends with. So you are a negative force in between these people. So you would have problems.
True.
You would have problems. Imagine negative force, positive force,
Neutral.
fighting neutral force. You are in trouble. You are in trouble, ma. Hey, you know something about electricity has the three. It has neutral, it has negative, it has positive. The neutral is the ground, is the earth. It doesn't shock. In fact, it alone cannot do anything. But when you mix the positive and the neutral and the negative, the positive and the negative. It gives you electricity. If you bring the neutral is supposed to make it safe for the facilities that you are plugging into. But you see, if the neutral is in between both, there's problem.
There'll be no lights.
Neutral will go and join positive. When you burn people's appliances at home, you come back and join negative, so that it will look like it was the positive that did it. You are with the negative. So it's terrible. It's terrible. Where as much as it lies within people, try to wear a positive attitude. Try to wear a positive attitude. Can we go to the negative attitude? Oh, you are in the middle of a conversation. Go ahead. When you are done, then we can check it.
Yes, I was saying people of neutral attitude. They want to make friends with everybody. They don't stand for anything. They stand for everything and fall for everything. So I think it's just like you've rightly stated. It's a very terrible character. It's a very terrible attitude. It's not even an attitude that should be found within us. Even though once in a while, because you feel your human nature, you just want to be for everybody. But you can't be for everybody. You must stand for something. Because if you don't stand for something, you fall for every other thing. So I think it's important that you take a stand. This is the attitude I want to have. And if you are having a neutral attitude, you need to come to the point where you know that this is a terrible character, terrible attitude, and I need to change it.
A lot of people are watching, and the show is live on Facebook, it's live on YouTube, and it's live on the satellite on Echo Television Africa. So I can see a lot of comments coming in. You can, if you're watching and you have something to talk, we're talking about attitude. What we talked about positive attitude, we talked about negative, neutral attitude. We're about to talk about negative attitude, which is what most people have. And it is what affects most people as well. So, negative attitude. Lois, do you have a negative attitude? At least 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 that you know of that you have.
I should have. I think
it's not you should have. Do you have?
I have.
Sele, do you have?
Yes, I
Okay,
do.
What is yours?
I don't know.
How can you not know what you have?
I've not really sat down to.
Okay,
really
what can you say? Remember earlier we said if you have something that is negative, you would know, right? We talked about that, and if you have something that is positive, you would know. And we said the first point of dealing with it is when you have it. Because attitude can happen towards behaviors, it can happen towards beliefs, it can happen towards events. Attitude can happen towards belief, towards people, towards events. See? So you can have attitude to work, event. You can have attitude to interpersonal relationship, people. You can have attitude to belief, Christianity, Islam. When we fight is our attitude concerning the belief system. So attitude can be elaborated within just an hour. We cannot deal with attitude, you know. You see, attitude are often a result of experiences of upbringing, and they have powerful influence over behavior. While attitude are, you know, enduring, they can also change. Like we said earlier, while attitude are enduring, they can also change. So I said earlier that you can change something, but how can you change something you don't know you have? If you know that you have something, you can change. Why do you wear clothes and go home and want to change? That's because you know that there is something. But if you say you are just coming out of the bathroom, you know that is not a change, that is a wearing. They are two different things. So if you don't have any attitude, which is impossible, if you don't have any attitude, there's nothing for you to change. But if you have an attitude, if it's positive, we would say you should have more of the positive one. If you have an attitude, if it's negative, we would ask you to like wear a positive one. If it's neutral, we ask you to stop being neutral about your attitude and come back to where the positive one is. And we want people to learn from the show that it's terrible to have negative attitude. It's not wise to be in the what's it called, neutral zone of attitude. So attitude is cultured, is a cultured tendency to elevate things in a certain way or to evaluate things in a certain way. You know, this can include evaluations of people, issues, objects, like I said, events and all that. So we are looking at negative attitude. For those that are following online, you can make your contributions on Facebook or wherever you are reading. Then we can read them at a later time. So now we're looking at negative attitude, and Lois says she has 28, but just give us 3 out of the 28 that you have.
I have a bad attitude towards keeping to time. Like,
we noticed.
wow. Yes, when I'm planning to meet with someone or I want to go to somewhere, I always find it difficult to meet up with time. But I have tried and I have worked hard on it that I don't come late to work. That I am so sure of.
Okay, how come you are late about things that you are not paid for, but you are prompt about things that you are paid for?
Okay, I had to work on this particular one. This is not the only.
Anything that there is reward, people are punctual. You just go and find out anything that is rewarding, there is also punctuality. So go ahead.
Yes. So I found a way around it to try and come to work early, because I live in a distant area from here, so I definitely had to find a way of having to come to work earlier than, so that I won't even come late. But then towards other things, I don't know, most of the time I just find myself coming late to work. Not to work, to meet up with people, especially when I'm trying to meet up with a friend or so. I always come late to that particular appointment. Then I think I have a bad attitude or a negative attitude towards checking up on people. And I've been trying to work hard on it, but it's work in progress.
Okay.
Yeah.
When last did she check on you?
We're always together.
I didn't ask you.
We're always together at work, and even this morning.
So you bring personal issues to work?
No.
So it's different. She's checking out on you outside work for
I've
reasons.
been having cold. Okay, I've been having cold throughout the weekend down to work. So
is that why I've been drinking all our hot water in the office?
Yes.
Okay, so she has been checking on you. She bought you mentholated products.
Yes, she did.
I did.
She did.
What did she bought for you? All right, so it's good. So you see, like in her case, she has issues of keeping to time, and she feels that is an attitude that should stop. But you see, she picked one that is very important, which is work. The reason why that was dealt with is because there was an understanding that is an attitude that affects an integral part of her being. So she worked hard to see that she doesn't come to work late. By the time it becomes culture for you, you will work hard on other things as well to stop. See, attitude is, we're talking about terrible attitude. The time is flying. The time is having attitude on us, negative attitude on us. You see, you have to make a concerted effort to change. You have to make a concerted effort to change when you find out that there are several things I know I do are not right. Because I'm the kind of person who doesn't deal much with people. People are the ones who deal much with me. So I don't, there are some practices that is people who come to look for you, like a lawyer. Lawyers don't go out looking for cases. People who have cases come to look for lawyers. So you sit down and you have people coming to look for you and all that. So this kind of practice, it keeps you far from being found for any insubordination or character attitude issues and all that. But if you notice, like sometimes I can just be by myself and be like, I think I jokingly said this, and this person didn't take it like a joke. So I have to find a way to redeem myself. And sometimes after people have taken what you have done serious, which you took maybe as a joke, and people have taken it serious, and you come to redeem yourself, sometimes you find redemption out of sale, because they have taken it to heart already. They like, it has formed an attitude already. Actually, in most cases, attitude of unforgiveness. I would not want to have anything to do with you again. Please, please, please.
Give you space.
I don't want this. Please, I don't want this. You have done your own. I don't want to. Leave me alone. You see. So some people even tell you redemption is not for sale. It's not on sale today. We are not selling it today, so you can't buy it. You can't buy it. And some people will just tell you, no, I didn't. You see, I didn't even take it to mind. And then you pass nonsense. After you have offended me, you are coming to say sorry. You embarrassed me before everybody. You see, we should find the meaning in the words that people say. We should find the meaning in the attitude that people display. Lois, Martha can show you attitude and she doesn't even know you. So she's showing you attitude based on what Sele told her about you. So you are not looking for the meaning in the attitude being displayed towards you. But what are you looking for? The attitude itself. This girl, if she gives me, I've been working here for 3 months. She just came. 2 weeks, she's giving me I will show her. No, you shouldn't have time for that. You shouldn't have time for that. See, you try to always be a bigger person in situations. Try to always be a bigger person in situations. Yesterday I walked a distance. Did you see how my phone ring? People are like, we saw you walking. Did I commit sin walking? I had my bag, my backpack, and I walked from here to Hill Station Junction. People were just calling me. Somebody said, GM, we saw you walking. Is there any problem? I said, my feet are walking, so why should it be a problem? I was like, no, I'm just meeting up someone there, and my car was there because the town was jammed yesterday. So I asked that they keep the car for me there. When I close, I walk and all that. So you see, people will always think, hey, things are falling apart for this man. Oh, he's walking, he's trekking. So if I take that to heart, like even Jeff called me yesterday. He said, sir, people said they saw you are trekking. I hope all is well. I'm like, yeah, my car is at Hill Station, but I'm fine now. I'm not trekking now, I'm in the car. You see, but if I am the kind of person that allows things to worry me, I'll be like, I won't trek again. Oh, God forbid. Meanwhile, there are people who trek from home to work, from work to home for 15, 20 years. And it's distant. It's distant. So people just have attitude even on things that they should not have attitude about. I'm not saying that people had attitude on me walking yesterday. But you know, there's somebody maybe that didn't call me, but they saw me, they'll be like, These are the people that have been seen, now they are on foot. Maybe that's, you see, some people cannot just mind their business. Some people want to make contributions even on things they have no business contributing about. So if we're talking about negative attitude, there are hereditary attitude displayed towards you. Sele and Martha are close, and then because Martha doesn't like Lois, Martha has recruited Sele into not liking you, and then you have two people showing you attitude. The day that a third person joins their clique or their camp, you have three people showing you attitude. But look, good attitude towards you, bad attitude towards you, negative or positive or neutral attitude towards you will not add or remove a pound of flesh from you. So apart from this attitude, you should also develop an attitude of not giving Okay, of not being bothered.
Resistant. Just build the world around you so that certain things.
You know, you should just look at people as people who have problems, and that's how they are choosing. You see, that's how they choose to exhale the issues that they have.
I think you have a problem when you're trying to let someone know that this negative attitude you're putting towards me is affecting me. Yes, it will not take anything, but sometimes certain attitudes have a way of psychologically or emotionally affecting you. Towards work, if somebody is having this very bad or negative attitude towards the way I do my work, okay, this is what I've brought out, and then instead of you just say, okay, why don't you correct this way? What is it? Why are you always doing what? There's a way that, yes, it doesn't take anything out of you, but emotionally, it has gotten to you. If you've not built a resistant wall around you, these things can get too hard, can hinder you from even bringing out your best. So sometimes, because people are dealing with different issues, people have different temperament, people have different personalities towards the way they handle certain things. So unconsciously, sometimes when someone behaves or gives you a negative attitude, it even affects the way you relate with that person. If someone else is coming to bring his or her own input, you tend to look at it, maybe the person is looking at it from that other point of view. So we just like you said, I think it's time that you just build a shield around yourself that if this person is going to behave this way, I should make up my mind or in my heart that this is who you are. It's just a definition of who you are, because you only exhale what you're made up of. You cannot give more than you cannot give what you don't have. So I've just gotten to the point that whatever you show me, it's just a definition of who you are. It's either whether it's negative or positive or neutral. That is just a definition of who you are.
Okay, let's take the comments on Facebook because so that maybe some of these comments are even questions. Sometimes we just take comments and close show. We have Raymond there. Yesterday he was up, and today he said, "Oh yes," with an exclamation. You know, everybody knows him with that. Then we have Gift Lucas. She's watching, and we have Sunday Bulum. He said, "Hello, good morning, crew. I'm watching you live from Chibok, Borno State, Nigeria. May God continue to bless you." Thank you. And we have Jonas Matthias is watching. He just wrote watching. And then we have Miss Jerry Song. Good morning. I'm watching you live. You are doing well. Thank you very much. We have Nicholas Bankashiri. Morning. I'm watching you from Gombe, the best state in Nigeria. Thank you very much for watching us from Gombe. We have Magdalene Azal. She says, "Is knowing your worth a good or bad attitude? Because people dislike you for being your biggest fan. Good job, Yao." That's a question you guys should get ready to answer it. I'm sure you know who Magdalene is. Genesis Agara. Good morning, family. This is an amazing topic that should be noted by the body of Christ. Positive attitude, negative attitude, and neutral attitude are all controlled by an individual conviction. That's true. And it's as much as you fix yourself in a particular attitude, you will always have people against you. I think she's trying to say you will always have people against you. They have appeared several times there. So let's see the one that is like a question. Is knowing your worth a good or bad attitude? Because people dislike you for being your biggest fan. You see, there are certain things you do that is aimed at what's wrong with being your biggest fan? Nothing. It's like saying I dislike myself to like you more. No. The Bible did not say love your neighbor more than you love yourself. It said as you love yourself. As you love yourself. It didn't say more than. You see. So, but if you are a fan of yourself, comes attitudinal. But if you just love yourself, does it have to be public loving yourself? No. When you take a bath, it's out of loving yourself. You are taking care of yourself. Do you have to tell us?
No.
When you wear a gown that is $25,000, do you have to tell us? It's loving yourself. It's personal. But when you come to us, like you just stepped on me, do you know how much I bought these shoes? That's not loving yourself. That's rubbing the idea of the price tag of your shoe on me. Maybe I have not had, maybe put together the whole shoes in our house cannot buy that. So I would start taking it distant. I'll take it further to say, no, what does she mean? Because I don't have money. If anything is expensive, okay. Have you ever seen a very beautiful car on the street? Huh? Have you?
Certainly.
Did you say, wow, that's beautiful? Have you said that?
Yes.
Okay, did the person stop to explain to you the features of the car? It just passed, you saw it and admired it. Why wouldn't you just leave for people to see you and admire you? Because, you know, once people have this attitude of, hey, this guy is giving me problem. I'm saving. I will come very soon with a XYZ brand of car. They will know that I have come. Why? What? Who is, excuse me, who is it about?
Spouse.
You are going for a wedding. You want to dress your best. What's wrong with that? Nothing. But when you add, they will know. When we enter, they will know that Lois has entered. Who is it about?
About you.
See, just be nice for yourself. Just be, you know, you cannot. Lois, have you ever had 10,000 naira in your account and you are wearing a 20,000 naira set of clothes and you are going for a wedding? Have you seen a millionaire coming out that and he's praying? No, he just sits down. If he's related to the people, you just come and dance a little and pray and go back and sit down. His position will not allow him. Most of the people that do this are poor people. Most of the people that show this attitude are poor people. I'm telling you. I have been to weddings where I see people who struggle every day to make it from day to day. I see them wearing stuff. I have seen people who live fake lives on social media, but they ask me for money. I'm not saying it's bad. They ask you for help. You that is like you are working real hard, you even have the money, but you're not doing what they are doing. You see, there are people that make certain posts. We know they are poor, they are broke. Pepper them gang. Why? Because you go to a wedding, you take multiple pictures. What is wrong with that? Nothing. But when you start making captions that suggest you are proud, you have attitude, and then the next thing, I watched a very funny skit online just yesterday morning. A lady came to her landlady and knocked. I don't know if you watched it. She came to her landlady and knocked, and the landlady said, "How are you? What do you want? Do you want to come in?" She said, "No." She said, "Please, ma, I have a problem. I just came so that you borrow me 2,000 naira." And then the landlady said, what happened? She said, "I don't have anything to eat. Please, just 2,000 naira. I will pay you back soon." So the landlady went in to bring out her phone, and she opened the phone and opened a video. I don't know whether it was online and all that. And then the landlady showed her own video eating turkey and dancing to a song that says, "If I'm broke, it's my business." And then she showed her. She said, "Who is this?" She said, "It's me." She said, "Can you remember the song that you are singing?" She said, "Yes." Say, "What is the lyrics?" She said, "If I am broke, it's my business." She said, "So why are you coming to me? If when you broke, it's your business. You use your money to eat turkey. And you say if you are broke, it's your business. Why are you coming to me?" So it's your business, and she shut the door on her. Let us learn. So one time, someone came and borrowed money. Not borrow, he asked, he said he was in need and all that. So I transferred to him. I will not forget, 15,000 I sent to him. It was on a Saturday. On Sunday, I saw him on social media. He was well dressed, he posted, he was making like, this is somebody that was dying yesterday. 15,000 resurrected him. And instead of him to be humble and do what will help him, he is taking pictures and posting it everywhere. Let's be mindful. These things are attitudinal. When you post, be thinking, if I make this kind of post and I'm in need tomorrow, who will help me? If you show the world that you are a rich person, you are this way, you cannot, when you are in need, who will help you? The people that help you, they don't live this kind of life. They don't have time for that. So when we're talking about attitude, it's all encompassing. A lot of things, the things that should be personal, they should be personal.
True.
See, people say we don't have social life in Ekwa TV. I don't know about you. I do. I have a social life, you can't imagine it. But I cannot post my social life for the world to see. No, I can't. It's personal. It's personal. The Bible says it's not what goes into a man that defiles him, but what comes out. So when you start going to a place and you start showing people that we are rich now, this weekend we are showing them and all that, people are watching you, including your helpers. And you have to be careful about it. Just one small attitude will make people shut their helping doors against you. When you are coming, even when they see your call, they'll be like, what's this rich person looking for from me? There are people who call me, sir, can I have this? I'll say yes. And the next thing, I'm not picking their calls. As much as the Bible says in Thessalonians, it says, lead a quiet life. Mind your business. Work with your hands so that you will win the respect of outsiders. Final words, then we close. Martha is almost entering the studio for us.
Well, just like we said, it's very vital and important to develop a positive attitude. You need to be determined, you need to be optimistic. Above all, you need to open up yourself to learn and also to unlearn certain things that are not positive in you. So develop that positive attitude in everything.
Let your attitude attract people to you, and then as much as you can, you should avoid negative attitude and be neutral. Positive attitude will make you grow and make you determined in life.
Thank you very much for watching today's live on Ekwa Television Africa. We brought you a package that has attitude in it. So, and we talked about attitude in 3 phases or in 3 characters. The first character is the negative, positive attitude. We looked at the neutral attitude, and then we looked at the negative attitude. Attitude is not something that is exhaustive within 1 hour, but we just try to summarize everything and bring to you. And we hope that you enjoyed the show and you learned something from it, just like the people online did. We are grateful for watching Ekwa Television. Thank you for your support. Thank you for always praying for us, always giving for Ekwa Television to remain on air. Remember that your giving may not be of benefit to you, but it will be to millions that are watching. If we're saying something that you know already, someone doesn't know, so your support should keep coming so that people can keep learning. We're grateful for your support. On behalf of me, the General Manager of Ekwa Television Africa, and every staff, we are grateful and we thank you. We want to thank Ekwa Executive for keeping us on air and giving us all the support that is required to run a religious or broadcast outfit like this. Thank you very much. As much as it lies within you, the Bible says, be at peace with all men. Please be kind to one another. See you tomorrow, the same time, same station. God bless you. Bye-bye.